Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as the Cree. And this will be probably the last episode of this series. You know, we've come a long way since the beginning, and I'm quite happy with how this game has gone. We have managed to make strides in many areas in our empire, and I feel like we got to be able to show off an interesting playstyle, right? Where you transition into this tourism-heavy gameplay. Now, the real question is, how high are these rock bands going to roll before I get screwed, right? That's a unit lost, understandable. So this is worth quite a bit of tourism. Let's see. Okay, 1,250. I want to see those big numbers. That's what I really want to see. I'm kind of sad that my numbers have only been meager. I want like those big numbers. I'm not quite ready to plug in satellite broadcasts. I would want more great works of music before I did that. I do need to keep hunting for theater squares, though. I'm a little bit light on those bad boys. I might be able to come over here to Sumeria and find a couple of theater squares. There's also a couple of theater squares just kind of like knocking around in general. Like over here in the Zulu territory, where I can get a pretty good chance at leveling up. Hello. Now, as far as I'm concerned, right, you know, until a rock band makes like 5,000 tourism, I'm like asleep, okay? I sleep upon anything under 5,000 tourism. Now, once you start hitting 10,000 tourism, I am omega pogging, like to a degree that you may not even be able to comprehend. This is like the gigapog of gigapogs. Now, I mean, some of these rock bands, they're gonna die. They're not gonna make it. Also, I think there should be like a late game card that's like, you know, rock bands perform at -1 level, but you can buy rock bands with gold. You know what I mean? Like call it like, I don't know, music, whatever, something or other. But we're also able to do a little bit of seaside resort rock banding. I don't know, call it like the pop industry or something like that. The pop industry card, you plug it in, you could buy rock bands for gold, but it naturally comes with the downside of your rock bands not being quite as effective as they were. Okay, we have plastics now, not important. What is important, though, we're 5 turns away from Biosphere and we're 16 turns from winning based on the income we're getting from our rock bands. I think we want to just hold with regards to our envoys. We want to just hold our position. We can't really extend and grab any more city-states. This guy is just playing. He's got a 50% chance of dying every single time, and he has stayed alive. I'm amazed at his ability to dodge the RNG death that should be coming for him. He should be dead, and yet somehow he has survived. It is genuinely impressive. Who the hell has any harbors? There's a harbor over there. I'm just kind of queuing up movement on my rock bands to places where it makes sense. All right, let's go ahead. Seaside Resort. Now you do, it's a 37% chance. Okay, it might be a bad turn. Let's see how the rolls work in our favor. Okay, it's not a bad turn. We lost 1 rock band. We can get another rock band next turn, which ain't so bad. Right, what do you got? You've got glam rock and reggae. Oh, there's a theater square down here in the south. We got another glam rock over here, so you may as well make your way to that theater square. What do you got for me? Glam rock and a little bit of reggae. This theater square down here looks damaged or something, or it's not fully built, or it's already been performed on. You know, there's a multitudinous variety of different ways things could be going here. Let's just pop you to this hill. And then we'll see. Goes to 11. Not my favorite promotion, but it is acceptable. Remember, leveling up a rock band actually has profound effects on its capacity for tourism generation. Like insanely profound effects. Any harbors? No harbors. That is depresso espresso. Let's try 50-50. Just feels really bad. I feel like you gotta do the harbor game. If you've got to play around the rock band's promotions. I don't think you can get away with just winging it. All right, nice 3rd tier performance, more tourism coming in. Yeah, I think you really do have to play around. Also, Golden Age and the Atomic Era. This is big for us for a number of reasons. The main one is we now have access to Wish You Were Here. Also, professional sports helps us out with regards to stadiums, the Estadio de Maracana, and aquatic centers, as well as ski resorts. So we're going to want to take advantage of all of those things. But we could plug in Wish You Were Here, which gives us extra tourism from World Wonders and tourism from national park. So if we go in here to the tourism screen and we take a look at this national park, 72 tourism per turn. Delicious, 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 delicious tourism. Thank you very much. I appreciate that amazing tourism. It's just cranking out. Just like fully buying a theater square, like all of its buildings in a single turn with an archaeologist, casually making 2,000 gold per turn. Like genuinely difficult to describe how insanely productive my empire is from a gold and just all resource perspective. It's insane. All right, rock band, don't let me down. Okay, 2,200 tourism, not the bad. Now this is just like my generic guy who I've just been hitting these. Okay, finally he died. I'm impressed at how long he lived without actually, you know, considering the probability that he lived there was actually like super low at that point. All right, let's see how you perform. You're on the theater square. Let's go, baby. You're dead. Wow. Okay, let's try this, right? Next turn, we can try another rock band on that. There are more theater squares for us to hit here. It's a shipwreck bonanza down here. Got all the Shaka artifacts. Speaking of Shaka artifacts, that should put us in a position now where we have a themed museum. So I'm trying to, okay, I need to remember, I'm trying to match the color, but but have different numbers, right? Match the color, not the number. So like, let's say we start here, 63 out of 5. That's a themed museum. And then we take this 5 and we put it there. That's a themed museum. We're getting closer. Can we theme another museum? That's 3 themed museums in one fell swoop. Feeling good about my odds here, baby. I don't have the stuff to theme another museum, but we've got like plenty. The theming of the museums is like a big deal. Really helps out your production. I mean, of course, is anyone surprised by this? The second I place down a dam and actually start building things in this city, and like I'm close to getting the biosphere, that's when the flood happens. It's like, I swear to God, there's like a piece of code in the game that says if dam under construction, like if it's been placed, the probability of flood equals plus 9,000. It's every single time. At this point, it is impossible for me to say that it is not deterministic with regards to how many goddamn things you have. What do you call them? You know the ones I'm talking about. Whether or not you have a dam placed. All right, rock band. How are we doing on the win? Yeah, 14 turns until we win. The rock bands are doing a bit of work here. I mean, do you expect anything less? Also, time for some of those mountain ski resorts. Those are a little bit weaker in terms of tourism. Like, they're not bad, right? 6 tourism. For a builder charge, 6 tourism per turn. I mean, I wouldn't turn my nose up at that. Now, some of my rock bands, unfortunately, are quite weak and will get deleted this turn. That's okay. But my hope is that we get some levels. Very nice. And so far, that seems to be kind of working out for me. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Now, you're a theater square performer, so where the hell do we go? I guess we go down there. It's the best place for you. But my turns are getting faster as more and more of my rock bands die. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. The more of my rock bands that die, the faster my turns get, which is kind of like a bit of a double-edged sword. We are up to turn 255, and the game thinks we will win in about 90 turns. That seems slightly off. I think it'll be a little bit faster than that. We are going to be able to get our aquatic centers up now, right? That's going to give us +2 tourism for each wonder built in the city on or adjacent to coastal tiles. So there's like a little bit of tourism coming in from the aquatic center. There's also a bit of tourism coming in from other sources. Can I teleport you to a city where you have meaning? There you go. Honestly, could someone else teleport me to a city where I have meaning? It's like a real life potato request right there. Let's go over here. Performs album covered art is a good one, so I'm going to grab that one. It's not the best, but it used to be the best before it got the old Nerf bat, which happens from time to time. Let's see, music festival or roadies. I guess I'll take roadies. You move around a little faster. It's not ideal or perfect. Glam rock, civilizations. Yeah, goes to 11 is fine. Honestly, the Hallyu that lets you pick whatever promotion you want for your rock bands is just such a game changer. Now, you're a coastal performer. Okay, you leveled up. Nice, 1,500 tourism, 150 albums, and a level up. Not a bad rock band outcome. Synthetic materials. So we have access to the biosphere and we have access to online communities. Now, I think I can drop liberalism at this point for online communities. That's 20 amenities down the drain. However, online communities is a massive multiplier. This is like multiplies this number up here by 50% against every civ in the game. So it's like having an extra 500 tourism per turn. Very, very strong. Very easy to slot that into my government and not feel an ounce of shame. Now that we're going for biosphere, we are going to want to go ahead and pick up solar panels as well as wind farms. I may go wind farms first and then solar panels because wind farms are probably the more likely one. And then I want offshore wind farms, but I don't remember where they appear in the tech tree. It might be in the future tech era. Yeah, but offshore wind farms might be the sus here. Do I want globalization? Probably not a bad idea to plug. Now, which of these do I want? Digital democracy isn't bad. Yeah, I think I'll go for digital democracy and we'll see what we can do with digital democracy. Let's go ahead and promoting Reina. May as well get contractor. Like, why wouldn't we? There's not a reason not to. All right, here we go. Dice roll this entry. 9% chance of failure. Did not hit it. That's good. I'm happy with that. Plus, we have a guy here ready to promote. And this was the rock band or the seaside resort one. I guess roadies is fine. Extra movement. Those other ones, the other promotions don't really appeal to me. It's kind of similar to spies. There's like maybe 5 or 6 promotions that rock bands can get that are worth picking. And only 3 that are actually good. It's kind of how it feels when you're playing around rock bands. Ooh, we definitely want to get our hands on Sarah Breedlove. That's a 25% tourism boost. So I'm going to go ahead and pay for that immediately because that's immediately going to speed up how quickly we win. And we definitely want Melita Bentz and we want Mary Leakey. Oh shit, I just spent the money that I needed to use on Mary Leakey. Flip. Hang on. Can I sell all of my Diplo favor? Maybe we'll sell it 100 at a time. To get closer to getting Mary Leakey, because goddamn do I need Mary Leakey in my life. Shit. Please, I can't believe. I swear to God, if I miss Mary Leakey here, I will cry myself to sleep tonight very gently, so as not to disturb the neighbors. But goddamn it, that is actually devastating. Genuinely crying over that one. Very, very... Very much so not Pog. Here we go. 26% chance of death. He lives and levels. Actual God. Plus 3,000 tourism. 350 albums sold. Pogging. Oh, shoot. Sumeria has music censorship. Very much so. Anti-Pog. We're entering into the Anti-Pog alliance there. A 9% chance of death. And he lives and levels. Thank you. Oh my God. Finally. Everything is starting to look... 2 free techs, yoink. Stealth tech and telecommunications. Thanks, bruh. Okay, comment right now on whether or not you think I'm going to get Mary Leakey. I'm curious. 2,500 tourism. Yes. Just type it, like to go type it in right now. Please, for the love of sweet baby Jesus Christ and all that is holy in the universe, the giant turtle that flies through the cosmos carrying this universe on its back. Please, for the love of God, she's fucking gone. I swear to Christ, I could have had her. I could have clicked it last turn. I could have reloaded the game, but so much tourism lost. Put that in perspective, okay? Multiply all of these tourism numbers by 3. By 4. That's what I could have had here. It would have been so pog, and I shit the bed. Now, the flip side of that is, we can get Melita Bentz, though, for another 25% tourism towards other civs, which is, it's not to be sniffed at. Not to turn your nose up at. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not amazing. It's not world-shattering. It's not bad. It's okay. It's pretty good. I am running out of things to promote these guys with, though, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of like promoting governors randomly at this point. Now, more harbors. We need to hit up more harbors so that we can be more poggers. Sarah Breedlove, go ahead and pop down there. 25% tourism. All right. Our tourism pressure against other civs. We're not trading with Wilhelmina. That's a mistake. I think all of our trade routes to Wilhelmina got murked. Can we go ahead and get ourselves a trader to send to Wilhelmina? I'll teleport this artist to my capital because I have room for great works there and I can kind of like rework things from there. Okay, listen up, Audio Ranger. Water Park, you're a surf band. Audio Ranger is 100% a coastal surf band. Like they live on a cruise ship and just go around, like just actually playing at coastal towns and nowhere else. Which, I mean, like, it's fine. You got to make a living, right? If you're being a band, you got to make money. Now, I got to be close to getting another rock band. We're about to hit 3,000 faith. Boom. All right, cool. Completed an encampment building. Let us pop in here. I wasn't meant to build a military academy here. What I was meant to be doing was commercial hub projects. God, I'm so sad about losing Mary Leakey. She's so big. She's so huge when it comes to winning a victory. I will pop in my little events for another 25% tourism. Now, I had a trade route over here. I want to send this in particular to Harlem. And now we have that 125% tourism locked in. Nice, nice, nice. Every single civ I have a trade route with. 22 turns until my victory. 22 turns is respectable. Like, it's not the fastest victory in human history, but it's also, like, not the slowest, you know? That's about a turn 270, 290 win. That's what I would consider to be on par for, like, these relaxed games that I go for. Now, I mean, there are rush builds and stuff like that you could experiment with. But, you know, I like these kind of chill games where we pick a strategy and we beat the game in a very calm and collected manner. So this is album cover art band, which has a 1 in 3 chance of dying here and actually lived. So now all their future performances have a higher chance of succeeding. This is just great. I've actually had really good rock band rock here to the point where I'm kind of suspicious. 1,000 tourism, 150 albums, and leveled up. What is happening? How are these guys leveling up? What is even happening? How is this happening? I'm blown away. This is like improbable. Where are all my rock band deaths? I'm rejecting this game based on RNG. I'm curious to see, right? It said we were going to win in 22 turns, and we had a pretty good rock band round there. Now, not all of our rock bands are firing on full cylinder. We've lost a lot of rock bands. Some of the rock bands we do have are like en route to another town. 19 turns. So we are shaving turns off of our victory here. And we also unlocked a new government, digital democracy. So if we kind of think about this, our units get weaker, but we get a lot more culture. And also we also get a lot more amenities. But we also get a much more flexible government, which I think has its own advantages. So, for example, we could plug in collective activism or International Space Agency. Now, collective activism would let me get to Hallyu quite quickly, so I would like to have Hallyu, so I'll plug that in for now. Democratic legacy, that's just worth so much food and production. Republican legacy is getting a little bit long in the tooth for me. It's probably not necessary to have it for much longer. I definitely feel like economic union is still an important card, but Republican legacy will be probably my next card to get dropped. So let's go ahead and confirm. Boom, there we go. We still have 20 out of 20 ecstatic cities, partially fueled by the extra amenities from Pearls, which, you know, ain't too bad. I think I'm going to start doing some holy side prayers in some of my cities to try and maximize the amount of faith that I'm getting. And I will wait. I'm going to wait the handful of turns to get Hallyu before I recruit any more guys. Okay, another wonder, but you do have to level up. I guess I will take Music Festival? God, how do you roll 2 promotions? I hate it. That's a bug that has been in the game for literally forever, and it's always annoyed me. It's like, how does a unit roll 2 promotions, okay? It's a minimum of 3. There is a 4% chance that these guys die. Okay, that is literal D20. 1,500 tourism generated. Beautiful. 37% chance of death, and they died. But they did get me 3,000 tourism, which ain't too bad. It ain't amazing. 4% chance of death. 250 base tourism. More like 250 based tourism, because that ended up being 2,125 tourism. So that's great. That's a result right there. Another glam rocker. Let's get onto that theater square. 16% chance of dying. Nice, 1,200 tourism plus 100. You know, these are just good rolls. We're getting good outcomes. A rarity in Civ. We have access to wind farms now. Ooh, I forgot to start building the biosphere. I got a bit distracted. So if I come in here, you don't need that aquatic center. I will instead come down here and start building that biosphere. I'm going to grab Reina and not promote. I want to reassign her to the city. And then I will reassign Magnus to this city. Makes more sense to me, just logically. Where is it? Cultural hegemony. I can never say this word. But this is what we want. We want Hallyu. This allows our rock bands to choose from any promotion. So we can set our rock bands up exactly how we want them to be. Boom. Amphitheater, art museum, broadcast center. And then we can start making more great works of art. Actually, speaking of great works of art, it's probably time we checked in and take a look here to see if we could do any more theming. Any themers in chat? Any themers? Here we go. We got a theme going. Alrighty. Now, we don't have a theme going here, sadly, but that's, that's life. That's life. That's life. Let's have a look. Purchase great works of landscape. Boom. Okay. I'll buy your great works. How about sculpture? No. Portrait? I'll buy your portraits. What about religious? No religious for sale, or we don't have room. All right, this is closer to being themed now. What have we got here? Some landscapes. Ayo, I got a plan to get some theming going. And now we have some themed museums. How are we feeling about that? 4 whole themed museums. Sorry, 3 themed museums and 1, 2, 3, 4 themed archaeological museums. I'm feeling pretty good, in all honesty, about the state of this game. It's not the actual best look I've ever been able to get in the game, but it's like pretty damn good look. It's the kind of look that you could take home to dinner and show off to your family. Like, hey guys, look how much luck I had. I don't know where I went with that analogy. Listen, I went like 1950s with that analogy. I don't remember how to make art, so you're just going to sit there for a while I remember. All right, rock band time. 26% chance of failure. You may live. Okay, good job. 2,250 tourism. You go ahead and get down into the water. You pop onto this theater square. 9% chance of death. Boom, 2,225 tourism. Very, very respectable. You have a 9% chance of death, and you get 9,500 tourism. This is the kind of numbers we are talking about. Look at that. Okay, 12 turns until we win. Looking beautiful. Playing Civ is just a process, man. You gotta work your way through the nuts and bolts, and you gotta be ready for things that happen. 26% chance, and they live. 1,400 tourism, closer to 1,400 in all honesty. 1,300 tourism per turn, smashing away. So you can see, there's different kinds of builds. Now we're about to get Hallyu, which I'm excited about. Hallyu will be a bit of a game changer. Cultural hegemony and economics. Okay, boom. So we're going to go ahead and change our policies. I think Republican Legacy can go in exchange for Hallyu. Boom. Rock bands can choose from any promotion now, which will allow me to build the perfect rock band. Kind of like building RoboCop, except it's more like AC/DC than Murder CDC. I don't know where I was going with that one. Listen, sometimes you go with an analogy and it doesn't go anywhere. And that's just the price of entry here sometimes. Alrighty then. I got way too many spies. I shouldn't have built this many spies. This is definitely a mistake on my part because it's like taking way too much brain micro. Alright, theater square. 4% chance of death. Boom. We have to roll a d20 to die. 8,500 tourism. Let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you about my rock bands. And how powerful they are. How strong they are. 26% chance. And they live. 3,000 tourism. Okay. I'm rounding up a little bit, okay, to make it sound more impressive, okay? Don't hate the play. Hate the game. I mean, this is a 16% chance, but it's not too bad. 9,500 tourism. Let's go. Look at that. 1,000 album sales. That's a 10x multiplier. 10x multiplier to the amount of tourism they make. The base tourism. Or should I say based tourism. Let's just like shuffle our great works of music around. The purpose of doing this is just like wherever I have this guy parked, the probability... Okay, I need to take it out of this one. I need to actually like maybe move the one out of the city that I'm in. There you go. Transcendental etunde number 9. So once we have global warming, we can probably change our... probably our behavior, but also we can change how we approach our government. We can swap in the science card so we can get closer to things that scale off of the biosphere. Although we may not get to that point. Let's go ahead and promote this guy, and we can choose any promotion we want, and the best one in the entire game is glam rock. All of my my musicians here who have popped off are based on glam rock, and it's for a reason. Like it's just great. 4% chance of death to 3,000. It's not bad. It's respectable. 26% chance of death and 5,000 tourism is the result. Very nice, very nice. 16% chance of death. That's a 3 on a d20. 11,000 tourism. Bro, this guy has RNG. This guy was gifted literal RNG from the devil. He made a deal with the devil to be that good at making tourism. There's no other explanation. 1,500 tourism, looking good. We're getting really good rolls. Very few deaths on our rock bands here. This is like tier 1 luck right now. Tier 1 luck. 5 turns until we win. At the current tourism rate, we did just get Eiffel Tower. That should bump us up to about 1,500 tourism. Looking good. Replaceable parts and global warming. Let's change our government. We're going to pop out the collective activism card and instead plug in the International Space Station card, which should be about a significant amount of science. Okay, keep going. May as well try to neutralize the governor in here. That's fine. Just trying to keep my units busy. More theater squares, please. Very few theater squares around here. That's not good. There are water parks we can use, though. 4% chance of death, and they live with 3,000 tourism. That's 3,000 tourism, right? It's not bad, but it's like 2 turns of base pressure against these guys. Now, it's important to know that all of the tourism here that's being applied to this player is entirely just, you can see how I have way more tourists with Egypt. That's just because like most of my rock bands have been successful in Egypt. So that's, you know, but the tourism I apply to Egypt through rock bands doesn't get hit by these like 125% multipliers or the 25% multiplier. So that's something you have to keep in mind. All right, 26% chance of death and death, right? But he did get 5,500 tourism before he died, which makes him a legend. 9% chance of death and 10,000 tourism. And another 100 albums sold. Like, these are respectable numbers. Let's get another rock band. They're down to 2,500 in terms of price. Honestly, I don't know where to send you. I guess I'll send you on a long walk over to Thebes. All right, 26% chance of death, and you lived. Good job, 1,600 tourism. A respectable number. Ooh, I need to renew my alliance with the Scottish here. Boom. Declare friendship, make deal. Alliance, research alliance, boom, boom, boom. I guess I'll declare friendship with Wilhelmina as well and get a religious alliance, boom, boom, boom. Alliance with every single player in the game, that's an achievement. Bish, bash, bosh, give me some score. Now the only person in the game I can spy on is Sumeria and Cyrus, which is slightly unfortunate, but hey. Yeah, no, it's the price of admission sometimes. Also, I like how Persia's been on 2 cities for most of this game because he got absolutely wrecked by Scotland. You know, that's a fun thing, right? That's fun. Glamrock just is the best promotion. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. All right, let's jump on this theater square and do another thingy. Ooh, leveled up at 10,000 tourism. Very nice. My tourism train is going to slow down. How are we doing on science, by the way? Yeah, most people are on level 2. They never really get further than that. I'm 4 turns from winning. 4 turns is probably generous, all things considered. It's probably more like 10 to 20, worst case scenario. The unfortunate thing is here, because we're so deep in the late game, a lot of what we do is just like 1 or 2 actions that matter towards our victory condition, and then we kind of wait, which is fine, you know. It's part of the game. Yeah, 5 turns. So this is going to take a while. A lot of my cities are now fully built, so the only thing left for me to do is harbor shipping projects, unfortunately. So you're a glam rocker. Let's jump up here. 26% chance, and you lived, which is that's a good first performance there. Good job. The RNG gods have smiled upon you, my child. Let's grab ourselves another rock band. 4% chance of death and 3,200 tourism. Not bad. Nikola Tesla in here. Ooh, I can get the Omega ranged power plant actually. Like right now it only hits this area of my empire, but I use Nikola Tesla and it should grow by 3 range twice. So it literally doubles the radius, which like, I don't even know what that does for the area, but I know it's more than double because that shit goes up by a factor of pi r whatever. And it's been a while since I've done math, so you know, forgive my ignorance. Rocketry, not an important technology. What is important, however, is keep getting these great people and filling our cities with projects to finish. 26% chance. This is a brand new Middle Faith. Boom, and they leveled up. Thank you, Middle Faith. I always had faith in you, Middle Faith. And now the power of them leveling up is it lets me pick the Wonder promotion as well. So then they'll be able to like roll those same dice in all these Wonder tiles, which is like pretty strong. That's pretty strong. Tesla, show me the power. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I may actually like power most of my empire here if I hit that again. The game reckons I win in 8 turns at this current moment. 9% chance of death. Reggae rock, roadie, surf band. What's it on this tile? 4%. I would rather do it on the water park first. Audio ranger coming in clutch with 3,625 tourism. Good stuff. 16% chance of death. 1,700 tourism. Thank you. This would have taken a lot longer hadn't I banked all that faith. Like, honestly, the faith bank here that I pulled off early in the game was like the most clutch part of this game. If you want to go back and look at a moment, it's like, I wonder how Potato won this game. It was honestly banking faith. And getting a faith economy to be able to get these rock bands to like speed things up. Without these rock bands, we're here for like a week. Not gonna lie. But it's probably also a good time now that we're like deep into the episode to talk about the kind of reflection upon all the stories that we read and talked about in the experiences. Now, I wasn't able to get to all of the experience, and I editorialized a little bit. I didn't post all the information people gave me. I kind of reworked it slightly, and you can take issue with that, but I think I tried to preserve what they were saying while 16,000 tourism. That is a pretty damn good performance considering it's only a 3rd tier. But I tried to preserve what they were saying while making it a little bit more listenable, right? Like, because some of the things that were written, they probably don't translate really, really well into like actually being spoken. So that was kind of like some of the editorializing, and some of it as well was I didn't want it to be. I didn't want to like gloss over the experiences people had, but I don't think this is a place where that kind of detail in like how horrible stuff is something we go into depth about. But I think we can talk about it responsibly and not have to talk about like, the really brutal or use like really brutal wording. So I just kind of, I kept things a little bit lighter than the messages implied, in the sense that I didn't use a lot of the words like that have heavy like algorithm implications, like the word genocide, etc. Like words like that I tried to avoid using too much of, even though there was like many references to like ethnic cleansing and genocide in the residential school system, stuff like that. But I enjoyed the experience, and I think enjoy is kind of a confusing word here, because it sounds like I thought that like, hearing about these experiences was like a pleasure. No, it was kind of an enjoyment that is kind of like, I have a better perspective. I feel like I know more about the world, and I feel more connected to a lot of the native and indigenous people in my audience, particularly in northern, the northern United States. So that was really valuable for me. So that's kind of what I took away from it, and that's an enjoyable experience that I get to feel connected and immersed in another person's, another, a segment of my audience's experience. That's valuable, and that was enjoyable for me. I can't think of another word, but just like enjoyable fits so well. It was a somewhat intellectually stimulating thing to do. So I'm happy with the project. It's, I don't know if I'm going to repeat the project. I kind of made some things that maybe I will do it for like the Pacific Islander indigenous people, 7,000 tourism, 8,000 by the way, pretty good. Or even the people of South America, or even the people of other areas, or we could do it on a country by country basis. This was just, honestly, it was on a whim, because Argent Kavasknov, oh my god, I don't know how to say his name. He's from Alaska or something like that anyway, so the Russian part or something. So they all have like scoff names. Snikov. I don't know how to say it, but they all have, there's like that Vladimir kind of names, but like not to be like stereotypical, but they're hard for like a English speaking mouth to pronounce. Okay, is my point there. But yeah, that was it was just on a whim from a conversation with a fan. And I'm reasonably happy with how the project went. It was kind of a fun little exploration of, well, I say fun, like some parts of it were fun, like we heard a couple of nice stories, but it was more a stimulating experience in the sense that, like, not everything was hunky-dory, but it was worth listening to. I hope it was. I'm curious, what did you guys think of I hesitate to call it a project. More, it was just like an almost like podcast retelling of a couple of emails that people sent me. It's probably a more appropriate way to describe what went on there. Yeah, I feel like I took away some value from it, and I hope that you guys took away some value from it, even if it was just entertainment value. Like it was an interesting and challenging experience to listen to those stories, you know. And I think the ultimate takeaway for me is that Native and Indigenous issues, they come down to a very, very local level. They are very, very much so. Oh, I won.
The worth of a culture is not measured.
I thought I had a little bit more time.
But in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.
So there you go. That was the Culture Victory win screen. But yeah, I think when it comes down to Native and Indigenous issues, it's really important to like look at these things as you know, very, very local. And I also think there's another thing that Argent said to me is like, don't take any one Native or Indigenous person as like an arbiter of all things Native, because even a single Native American or Indigenous person's experience will never encompass or be able to describe all of them. You really do have to look at this as like a local level, like not even on the level of like Canadian Indigenous. I'm talking like by tribe / region / town / you know, identity. You probably have like and then you have overlapping identities of like, you know, you have white passing natives, and then you have like people of color natives, and then you have natives who are LGBT, and you have like all these overlapping complex interactions between identity and how it will shape someone's experience. And I think that for me is interesting to learn and experience about, because it's, I know I you know, I don't want to say alien because it's like, ooh, it's alien, but it's alien to me, right? It's, I don't understand. I don't have those experiences. So to hear other people's experiences is kind of interesting to me. I think as I've gotten a little bit older, I've moved away from having a very authoritative experience of life. Like, you know, when I was younger, maybe I would have thought like everyone is like me, everyone's had my experiences, therefore anyone who is like claiming they've had a different experience is kind of dumb and lying, which is like a very juvenile engagement with identity. And now it's kind of more like, interesting. I'm still like, my instinct is skepticism, but I'm also more curious and accepting as I've grown older, which I think was partially what contributed to me wanting to know more about what, you know, individual experiences Native and Indigenous people who were in my audience had. But yeah, I hope it was valuable. I hope you enjoyed this series as well. And I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.